जयपुर वाया कोटा।
कृपया ध्यान आपो अहमदाबाद
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत.
Lucknow Junction.
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವರೈ ಚೆನ್ನೈ ತಿರುಚಿರಾಪಳ್ಳಿ
Hyderabad को 50 एक्सप्रेस पॉलोबोटी स्टेशन नेताजी भवन कृपया ध्यान दो.
If you are a Delhi fan, there are probably just two things to be happy about. One is Akshar coming in and doing what he did, and then of course seeing Rishabh Pant in the stadium. But otherwise, it was quite a sorry innings for Delhi. I'm Saiyami Kher. We are back on Cricbuzz Live. I have with me Joy, Bhattacharjya and Lisa. Not quite the homecoming Delhi was looking for, Joy?
Not quite the homecoming Delhi was looking for, not quite the pitch everyone was talking about. And I'm looking at it and said, these guys have taken too much training from the Delhi politicians. Just look at that, 162 for 8. But look at the number of fast bowlers who've bowled. I mean, 16 overs of pace out here and a bit of Rashid Khan. And this was just a completely different pitch from whatever they did. I mean, up front, you got a little from David Warner, you got, cameo from Sarfraz. And I thought Akshar Patel was the pick of the batsman. But that's not, 162 is not the target they were looking at.
No, you look at the pitch and what we normally expect, a little bit like last night, Chepauk. We were there underscoring everything and it was an absolute road, whereas this one was hard work simply because it gave something to the fast bowlers. They were able to extract some pace, some bounce. Alzarri Joseph and the pace, and he was troubling. He clocked a few of the guys in the helmet as well. Just shows you that he was bowling some heat, and it was a pitch that assisted the fast bowlers, and that's why it was clever bowling and clever bowling changes as well, because Rashid Khan only came on in the 13th over, and even then when he came on he picked up wickets.
But Lisa, you think Ponting's not going to be a happy man? He's going to get the pitch curator to the side and say, what were you thinking, because everyone was expecting it to turn, and then it helped the seamers in the beginning. There was that crazy bounce they were getting. Ponting not going to be a happy man?
Well, wait until the second innings is done. I'm sure there'll still be a conversation about the pitch and what they're looking for when they come home, because whenever you play at home, you want to be the best ones to read the pitch and understand it and pick your 11 or 12 accordingly.
We'll quickly have a look at the fall of wickets, because I am still wondering that the wickets all went so quickly. I was wondering why somebody like Akshar couldn't come up, because they lost those early wickets in the beginning and he was the only one who impressed.
There's no doubt about it at all. There is no doubt. You look at that batting order and you'll have to say that after Mitch Marsh, probably, if you look at it at number 3, Akshar could easily bat. Riley Russo, of course, he had, you get a root of a ball first up, it's fine. But even Sarfraz Khan, Abhishek Porel batting ahead at this point in time of Akshar. Remember, Akshar Patel has actually, last year, if you remember, he was in the West Indies. Same Alzarri Joseph was bowling against him. And he scored 65 amazing runs to take India to victory. In the last year and a half, he's really come on as a batsman. And if he's batting and winning matches for India in international cricket, he shouldn't be batting at 7 for Delhi. There's no doubt about it.
But then if he doesn't, so let's say he does come up, then who's their finisher?
Look, my point is Sarfraz Khan is either got to finish games for them, but if he's going to bat like this,
he was batting at 30 and 33 balls.
Yeah, exactly.
He's clearly not a finisher.
Yeah, we were talking in the comm box that this was a perfect opportunity for him to say, hey, this year, this IPL is all mine. You guys have given me the role, you've given me the first opportunity, I'm taking it. That's what players do nowadays, and he's just not taking his opportunities. So that's my only concern about Akshar coming up, because then you're not going to get that finishing power that we saw just in the back end as well.
I've been a huge fan of Shami because he's been so consistent and he's so beautiful to watch. Today, his first over, his ball was going all over the place because it was moving too much. But after that, we see, 4 overs, he's got 3 wickets again. Yes, at 10 runs, but those 3 wickets in the power play. That's the key to Shami, because he gets wickets in the power play.
Absolutely. He's such a super bowler. And exactly my point. The reason why Shami was giving away so many buys and, you don't see and perfect. His state wicketkeeper, former state wicketkeeper and national wicketkeeper. Such a good keeper like Riddhi couldn't keep it. There's so much with his seam position. He was getting so much swing on the ball that it was almost impossible for him to control the swing. And the moment that happened, you can make out all the other bowlers are going to get that kind of movement as well. And that suddenly made the pitch look, totally different. I mean, the only bowler who didn't get that much movement was perhaps Hardik. All the others were getting significant movement. The other thing is, be very nostalgic about it because you don't see it too much in the IPL.
Yes.
2 slips, forward short leg,
Yeah.
backward short leg. It's a lovely feel because IPL is such a batting dominated game that when you get the occasional pitch like this, enjoy it. Don't feel bad for the batsman, just enjoy it for a change.
No, and I mentioned this last year about Hardik Pandya and his captaincy. He's aggressive. I mean, wickets in the power play are crucial. The ball was doing enough. So it's almost like, let's cash in, because as soon as the ball stops swinging, then it's a run feast. We know that in the IPL. So I like that he's trying a few different things, because you almost, as a batter, you come out in IPL, you go, all right, stock standard field, here's this guy's down there, this one's there, and away we go. And I can get into my innings. All of a sudden they look up and they go, okay, this is a little bit different. So that might just buy you a little bit of a wicket because they're too busy thinking, what's the plan? What are they trying to do? so sometimes I like it.
Even Alzarri, I think he was on fire. I think they kind of forgot that he's 6'5" and that the bounce is much more with Alzarri coming in. He almost got a hat-trick, so that combination was lethal.
Yeah, I mean, the brute of delivery that Riley Russo got, you certainly don't expect
up there.
You don't expect one at your throat, the first delivery, and not especially in Delhi. So, I thought he read the conditions really well and he bowled to his strength. And he's going through an absolute patch where things are just turning to gold, which is so good to see. The first time I saw him was, I think, 2016 Under-19 World Cup. So, so he was fiery and quick there, and, he's had to go through the trials and tribulations of international cricket and franchise cricket, but he's coming good at the moment.
Joy, and I spoke about this in the pre-match show, is that Rashid is that 2 a.m. friend for everyone. Today he turned out to be the 4 a.m. friend because he came in the 13th over,
You thought he'd be the 6 a.m. friend by the time he come.
But came in the 13th over and was doing what he does best, picked up a wicket in his first over itself.
Again, just such a class act, and even on a pitch where, it's a seamer-friendly pitch, he's always going to give you something. Again, his hands, just the speed of his action, the accuracy, and again, he just pinned down Abhishek Porel. He had nowhere to go. And by that time, Abhishek Porel hit a couple of shots and probably fancied himself, saying, okay, the fast ball is over, nobody's going to hit me on the helmet. Now I'm going to, take a whack at him. And then, Rashid Khan is there, and he's such a clever bowler, And I just admire the way he comes around it. That consistency is something I've not seen. People take wickets, people get good economy. Doing both on a consistent basis is unbelievable. He's a goat.
But Lisa, you think the Delhi spinners can get this as well? Because, we know Rashid can do it, but with Kuldeep and Akshar in their side, we know it was helping the seamers. But can we expect some magic from Kuldeep? And
yeah, you've got two experienced campaigners who are bowling well. Maybe Kuldeep Yadav feels a little bit more comfortable and confident with the ball in hand. That's why his average is that 23. But Akshar, his economy is 6.89. So, it's a partnership that might work really well in tandem. Akshar just ties the batters down, and Kuldeep kind of just entices them to take a risk. And that's really what bowling partnerships are all about. But I'm also looking forward to Nokia coming in and bowling with some real heat and seeing what he can do with the conditions out there.
Just talking about the spin duo again, because Shubman Gill will be coming into bat. He's been prolific in the last year, 2 years, and he's really improved against spin. So there is this interesting stat they gave me that Akshar has never really got Gill out. So that matchup, is that a matchup you're looking forward to?
Definitely. I mean, if we look, the point is with a total like 160, you can't stand still. That means you can't do your normal game plan. You'll have to change something. Because, 160 is not a defendable total these days in the IPL. And let me tell you one thing. On average, totals will go up by 10 or 15 just with this impact player, because that effectively means you're playing another batsman. Yeah. Okay. So, which means totals will go up. So, this 160 is equivalent to what it was 150 last year, perhaps. That's how you look at it. And then if you have 150, you're not going to say, okay, let me do the normal things. Okay, Nokia, you start with the ball, fast bowler. You'll have to change something. Maybe put in a couple of slips early, just like they did. Try and get some conditions, get early wickets, because you cannot win this game now on pinning the batsman down. You've got to get wickets. The only hope I have for Delhi is that, look, they have Nokia at one end, but the other thing is that Akshar and Kuldeep both enjoy bounce.
True.
Okay, because Akshar gets a lot of guys trying to tonk him, sweep him, and top edging, and Kuldeep likes bounce because his is a kind of action that gives.
Well.
So those things will work for them. I think they'll have to look at something, but they'll have to toss the ball to somebody and exactly what Lisa said, make the batsman think, saying, what are these guys trying? Because 150 is not defendable otherwise.
Lisa, you think Gill's going to get the better of the spinners because he has shown what he can do against spin?
Yeah, he's looking pretty good. He's scoring plenty of runs, and this is Gill versus spin. And you look at 19, 21, average is still okay, right? But boundary percentage is down at 11.7. Then the last year literally has elevated. His average has gone up. Strike rate as well, 148. So really good numbers that he's worked on. He's identified that, and that's what you want young players to do. They've got a wonderful foundation. Then each year they kind of just build another little building block and add to their game so that they're always one step ahead potentially of what the opposition are doing. He's going to be tested, but I think it'll be a good test.
I'll tell you what, if you look at that stat carefully, when he used to play for Kolkata, he had this tendency because spin, when you play fast bowling, you don't need to think that much. You're instinctively playing. When spin, you have to, some of it is deliberate. I'm going to go forward, I'm going to charge the spinners. So he would tail off in his scoring when the spinners came on last year, 2 years back. Last year, he's made that adjustment to his game, and therefore he's a much better player of spin than he used to be.
If we can quickly have a look at the impact players that will come to action, because you also spoke about how if it is a 162, it makes it 172. So let's have a look at Gujarat's impact players. They have Sai Sudarshan, Jayant Yadav, KS Bharat, Abhinav Manohar and Vijay Shankar.
They're going to go with the batsmen. So it's either Sudarshan or Shankar.
Shankar, maybe. Maybe Sai Sudarshan.
Because both of them were pretty good in the last game. Sai Sudarshan who came in at 3 and then Vijay Shankar who also got that 27. He's changed things around a little bit, you think, Joy? Because he's changed his stance. So something about him looks different.
His stance. Look, he always was a batting all-rounder who could, bowl, give you a couple of overs, and, everyone gets excited every time they see a medium fast or a, all-rounder who can bowl. But he has had a good domestic season. He scored runs for Tamil Nadu, and Tamil Nadu is a state that traditionally does well in Vijay Hazare and Smat. So I think he's giving you something now. He has value, but both those guys, it may definitely depend on the conditions. I think that if the batsmen are going well and they need somebody to whack towards the end, they might just go towards Vijay Shankar, who's a slightly bigger hitter. But it depends on how the match plays out for them.
So I think it was Sai Kishore and not Sai Sudarshan. Again, there's so many new things that come in. There is always
I thought Sudarshan was the main
Sudarshan's
team.
in the playing 11, so there was supposed to be Sai Kishore.
So Sai Kishore is a spinner.
This is all very confusing.
There's just so much confusion with...
So Sai Kishore is a spinner. Then obviously he's not going to come on. Then definitely Vijay Shankar.
Vijay Shankar. So it looks like it's going to be Vijay Shankar. Yeah. Let's quickly have a look at Delhi's subs, because there's so much to discuss in this little cramped time we have.
These are the 5.
Let's hope that these are the names
so if you look at this, there are only 2 possible subs out here: Chetan Zakaria or Khalid Ahmed. Because Robin Powell can't go in anyway. He can only come on as a concussion substitute. That's why he's probably there. And you don't want to put in a batsman right now, do you? Manish Pandey is not much use. He doesn't bowl. So it's basically one of those 2 fast bowlers are going to come in. Sakaria, who do you reckon?
I think
Sakaria didn't have a very good
Khalid
game.
Sakaria, both left-handers.
Yeah, both left-hand, slightly different, extra bounce, higher, so might extract something.
I've been given the information that Khalil is coming in, so that answers our question. Yes. That Khalil is in, but I want to understand this little bit of the game that we played, because I'm still a debutant here. What happens, because I was a 184. You were 194, you were 204, so you were totally out of the
I've
game.
obviously won because the game is to be as far away from the total. You don't know the game, that's what.
Oh, we've had these discussions. We can't cheat, Joyce, sir, we can't cheat.
She tried to change it halfway and I said, we're not allowed, it's all right.
Okay, so then we'll have to guess for the 6-over mark.
Okay, I think that's, so there is no winner on this one then. So let's now look at the next innings, a power play score. We need to also give wickets this time because we need to make it a little more competitive, I think.
What? She's changing the rules?
Yeah, she is changing rules. It's just runs.
Okay, fine.
Okay, we'll give it.
It's your day.
53 for 2.
I think they're going to go hard. I'm going to say 61. 61 for 2. I'll say 2.
I think I'm going to go with 42 for 2 because I've learned this from you during match party that everything starts and ends at 42. So this theory I am sure you know about, but if you don't, then we will talk about this once we go back to our dressing room because that's all we have time for right now. We'll go and see what Gujarat does. Don't forget to join us at the 10 over point at the Cricbuzz Combox. See you all later.
Jaipur via Kota.
कृपया ध्यान आपो अहमदाबाद
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत
Lucknow Junction.
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವರೆ ಚೆನ್ನೈ
Hyderabad Superfast Express পরবর্তী স্টেশন নেতাজি ভবন कृपया ध्यान दो